Welcome to part 10 of the video series, guys. So far we've talked about, why modern long-term investing is the way to go, how to buy and sell stocks, what brokerages to use. We've talked about having confidence in yourself. We've talked about branding. We've talked about income statements, balance sheets, PE ratios. We've talked about all this, guys. But how would I judge a perfect stock? What is Jeremy's perfect stock scenario? When I'm judging a stock, what's my perfect stock out there? So my perfect stock is a company that I fully understand. I fully understand that company. I really understand the industry that company's in. I really understand the industry trends that company has, where the company is going over the next few years. Where's that industry that the company's in going over the next few years? I really understand that. I also want to understand fully, why the company is making decisions they are making. Why are they trying to get into that new product, that new service? Why are they doing that? I really want to understand that. So if I understand all that, we're off to a good start, okay? Now I want to really find an executive management team that really has it together, hopefully founder-led. Hopefully a founder-led company or company that, a CEO that leads that company, that led that company out of the doldrums and made it into a great company. I'm trying to find that at the end of the day. Then what I'm trying to find is a company with a great balance sheet. A great balance sheet. I want them to have a lot more cash and a lot more investments versus debts at the end of the day, especially if they're in an industry that relies on that more. And if they're in a more capital intensive industry that takes billions of dollars to get things done, then I want that company to have a better balance sheet than their peers have. Their peers who are public companies. I can look at their balance sheets, and does my company have a better balance sheet than their companies? I'm trying to find that. So company with a super strong balance sheet. Then I'm looking at the income statement. Is the income statement trending very nicely? Are they growing at a better than a 10% clip, which is hopefully I want because I'm more of a growth investor, but also value. I also want that net income to be growing at least 10% a year over the last 3 years. And I really want that net income to be expanding at a faster rate than the revenues are expanding. I want those gross margins to be getting better at the end of the day. Then I'm kind of looking at branding. How's that company branded? How strong is that brand really? Or do their customers really respect that brand, or do they just go with it because it's the cheapest thing on the block? Do they really like that company a lot? If it's a business consumer company, or do people really respect that brand? Do people really understand that brand? Are people emotionally involved with that brand? That's what I'm looking for. If it has that, then we're really looking good. So I'm looking for a company that has good growth, looking for a company that has a strong balance sheet, very strong balance sheet, a lot more in cash and investments versus debts. Looking for a company that has an income statement trending the right way, company I fully understand, company as an investor, I just fully understand that company. I know the ins and outs of that company. I know the industry as well as anybody knows the industry. Where's the industry going? I've got to understand that fully. I have, an extreme amount of confidence in the executive management team there. I have an extreme amount of confidence in the brand that company represents. If I see all those things and that company has hopefully a lower PE ratio than what's going on in the current market, then we're looking at a huge opportunity for me to make a lot of money in a stock. That is my perfect stock scenario. So I hope you guys understand this. This is just, if I'm judging a stock, that is what I'm judging it off of. If all those situations happen, then I'm going to probably make a lot of money in that stock over the next few years. And then if it dips, guess what? I'm going to buy some more shares and, all those things from there, guys. Now, let's just talk about, for a second here. I just want to spend some time talking about something I wasn't even going to talk about, but now I want to talk about it. It's about, portfolio diversification. We hear a lot about diversification. How much should you diversify? Well, how much should you have in this stock versus this stock? So my view on diversification is the older you get, the more diversified you should get. So if you're in your 20s and you're watching this, you should probably be a little less diversified. You can have your money in, let's say 5, 6, 7 companies and you're okay. If you're in your 30s and you're watching this right now, you should probably be holding more towards 7, 8, 9 stocks. If you're in your 40s or above, you should probably be holding at least 10 stocks at a time. Now, that doesn't mean hold 40 stocks. That's too much diversification, because how are you supposed to like stock number 40 as much as stock number 7? That's impossible. That's way too much and way too much to keep track of. But as you get older, you should be a little more diversified. But for me personally, I like to stay in between 4 and 7 stocks generally for me. I like to stay in between 4 and 7 stocks. That's good diversification for me in my age group. But if I was, someday when I'm 48 years old, I'm going to be a lot more diversified. I'll probably be holding 12 stocks at that time. But right now, I can take a little more risk. I got successful businesses. I got, I'm obviously a very experienced, successful investor. I don't need to have my money, in 20 different stocks, because I know my stock number 2 is going to do phenomenal more than likely. And so is my stock number 1 and stock number 3 and stock number 4. So why would I want to stick money in my 20th favorite investment when that money could be funneled into my 4th biggest investment or my 5th biggest investment, the ones I believe in more? So that's my view on portfolio diversification. And once again, if I just start adding a position and that position goes up drastically, 20+% generally speaking, I'll probably just get out of that position because, generally I'm trying to get into stocks that are going to be multi-baggers, stocks that are going to be going up at least 100% within the next 3 to 5 years, right? But if a company goes up, in the first week I own it 25%, that's not as much upside for me. And if there's a better stock I have to buy, then I'm going to buy that stock at the end of the day. So I'm never scared to, I have to hold this stock for the next 3 to 5 years because I bought it. Absolutely not. I don't absolutely stick to that. That's the goal. That's the goal long term. But sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. I just didn't get a big enough position built in that company and it went up a ton. I'll sell it out, guys. I'll sell it out, make my profit on that and stick the money into something better that I like even better than that, guys. So those are my views on portfolio diversification, buying and selling shares when I kind of make decisions to do that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this chapter here, this little video segment. This is about my perfect stock. So next part, I just want to say thank you to guys and kind of give you my email address and all that good stuff. I hope you enjoy.